Would Lewis Hamilton be an 8-time world champion if the F1 point system never changed? In this video, we will look into the effect this would have on the close-fought and extremely controversial 2021 World Championship, where Max Verstappen overtook Lewis Hamilton in the final stages of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix after a late safety car to win his maiden F1 title. To start, it is important to understand how the F1 point system originally worked back in 1950, during the inception of the F1 World Championship. During 1950 to 1959, points were only awarded to the top 5 drivers and a point for the fastest lap. The points given were 8 for the winner, 6 for second, 4 for third, 3 for fourth, and 2 for fifth. Comparing that to now, where it is 25 for a win and points going to the top 10 drivers, you can see this makes a huge difference. But what effect would this have on the 2021 World Championship? Would Lewis Hamilton, statistically the greatest driver of all time, move clear of the legendary Michael Schumacher and become a record-setting 8-time world champion? Or would the rapid Dutch prodigy Max Verstappen still claim his maiden F1 World Championship? Stay tuned, as we will analyze the 2021 season using the original F1 point system from 1950 and find out just who becomes F1 World Champion. The championship began with the first race of the season in Bahrain. Max Verstappen on pole, followed by Hamilton and Bottas in second and third respectively. Verstappen managed to stay ahead of Hamilton and hold the lead through the first corner, while Bottas was passed by the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. Verstappen would continue to lead up until lap 18, where he pitted 4 laps after Hamilton and rejoined in second place, 7 seconds behind Hamilton, but on fresher tyres. Verstappen closed the gap to within a couple of seconds to Hamilton. On lap 32, Verstappen was informed by his team that Hamilton was consistently exceeding track limits at turn 4 and that Verstappen could start doing the same. Hamilton was warned about exceeding track limits at turn 4 on lap 38. He had committed this offence 29 times. By the start of lap 51, Verstappen had closed to within a second of Hamilton and launched his attack when Hamilton ran wide on the exit of turn 10. The next lap, he overtook the Mercedes around the outside of turn 4. However, since he completed the overtake by going off the track, he was instructed by the team to hand the position back, which he did between turns 10 and 11. The Red Bull was then hit by oversteer, caused by the dirty air off the Mercedes on the exit of turn 13, and Verstappen lost significant time trying to bring it under control. This gave Hamilton the opportunity to pull away, and the rapidly closing Verstappen was not able to overtake before the end of the race. With the season opener now wrapped up, it was Hamilton leading the championship on 25 points, from his rival Verstappen on 18. Bottas managed third, and after a late pit stop secured fastest lap, leaving him in third on 16 points. Lando Norris came home in fourth for McLaren, scoring 12 points, and the second Red Bull of Sergio Perez scoring 10 points with a fifth-placed finish. But how does this change under the original F1 points format? In this scenario, Hamilton leads with 8 points, followed by Verstappen on 6, Bottas in third on 5, Norris in fourth on 3 points, and Perez fifth with 2 points. Note in this scenario, no other drivers would have scored any points. Moving now to a quarter of the way through the season, Hamilton and Verstappen taking 2 wins each in that time, Verstappen now leads the championship, even with Verstappen not finishing in Baku. A 7th place for Hamilton in Monaco and only a 15th place in Baku meant that Verstappen now leads the championship on 105 points, from Hamilton on 94 points, and Bottas considerably far back in third on 47 points. But how does this change using the points system from 1950? Well, in this scenario, Verstappen still leads on 29 points to Lewis Hamilton's 24. Bottas stays third on 14 points. But will things change as the season progresses? Moving into the halfway stage of the season, and it was actually Verstappen who pulled away in the championship, courtesy of 3 wins in a row, one in the French Grand Prix and winning the 2 Austrian Grand Prix. There was, however, more controversy with a collision between the 2 championship protagonists. This caused Verstappen to retire, and Hamilton went on to win the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Coming into the halfway stage, and it was Verstappen leading the championship on 206 points. Hamilton, 41 points behind now on 165, and somewhat surprisingly, the McLaren starlet of Lando Norris in third on 113 points. But does this change if we look at the points from the original F1 point system? In this alternate scenario, the positions look considerably closer and different. Verstappen, who leads on the previous point system, now drops to second on 61 points. Hamilton now leads the championship on 62 points, and Bottas jumps up to third on 31 points. Some of the reason for this is that during the original point system from 1950, sprint races did not exist. Therefore, these are excluded from the points totals. As you can see, there is already quite a change in the championship position at the halfway stage. Moving now to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. As we know in real life, the title looked to be heading to Lewis Hamilton, but a dramatic late safety car due to Nicholas Latifi's crash meant that Verstappen was able to pit for fresh tyres under the safety car. Huge controversy arose in this race as race director Michael Massey took the decision to allow only the 5 lapped cars between Hamilton and Verstappen to unlap themselves before restarting the race with only 1 lap remaining. Upon the restart, Verstappen quickly passed Hamilton and held him off for the remainder of the lap to win the race and his maiden F1 championship. The final standings were Verstappen on 395.5 points, Hamilton coming in second on 387.5 points, and Valtteri Bottas in a distant third on 226 points. But how does this change using the original F1 point system? Well, if we recalculate the points based on the original point system, there are some very interesting changes to the championship. In third place in the 2021 F1 World Championship is Valtteri Bottas on 47 points. However, he only manages to keep third place due to countback of better race results on Sergio Perez, who also scores 47 points. In second place, it is Max Verstappen on 90 points. A seismic change from the actual championship as he falls to second. This can be attributed to sprint races not reflecting in this championship, and also the gaps between points awarded being much smaller, which means in first place, and in this scenario, your now 8-time F1 world champion, Lewis Hamilton. He scores 97 points and, interestingly, would have clinched the championship a round earlier, meaning the huge controversy in the final round would have not impacted the championship even if it had happened. And there you have it. If the F1 point system never changed from 1950, Lewis Hamilton would be your 2021 World Drivers' Champion. And if you enjoyed this video, check out my other video exploring the 2008 World Championship with an alternate point system. You may just find it very interesting indeed.